Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so took care of everything I need to take care of. They didn't have the grapes that I was looking for at the Target. I don't know why they don't always have what I want. Got the last of my peppered turkey that I was telling y'all about. They had one left. One left, man. They do not stock enough of the best stuff, and they got plenty of the maple and stuff that nobody want to touch. But they keep running out of that pepper turkey Oscar Mayer lunch meat, and they keep having a demand on it. So I don't know, maybe one day they'll get it. Maybe one day they will get it. But yeah, man, feeling pretty better, much better actually, from the way I was feeling when I left the house. And I was telling y'all, lightheaded, the walking and the running up the steps and all this other stuff has really helped with that. So I really appreciate just understanding what to do to take care of my own body, you know. And I walked around Hollywood a little bit. I walked from Hollywood and Highland all the way to the Target, the other Target on Sunset. So I gave myself plenty of exercise today, and decided to take the bus home. The bus to this street anyway, because I didn't feel like doing too much walking with this backpack on my back. But you know, I just want to try to promote healing within my body, health within my body, you know, life within my own body and in my own practices. So you know, that's what it's about, man. I'm glad I did those videos, did that long Laker rant. It's the longest Laker rant I probably ever did, almost an hour. But I encourage all my Laker family to go check that out. It should be uploading now, probably be up in about an hour. And yeah, man, just trying to make a day of this. Of course, it's only 2 o'clock, so there's still a lot more day left. But you know, it's gotten warmer. It was definitely freezing this morning. It's still a little cold, but it ain't what it was. Feels much better, and you know, just trying to enjoy my day, man. Hope everybody's doing the same. The new year is starting off okay. Ain't got too many complaints. Just want to kind of get through this era of my life and still stay close to the Lord. You know, meditating and all of that good stuff, and you know, just trying to be prompt, man. Trying to be as sharp as I can. I hope all of you guys are taking the example from me from each and every one of these therapy sessions. This is now therapy session 900. BDF Therapy Session 900. We finally made it to the 9s. We'll be in the 1000s soon. Got to get used to putting in 4 digits rather. But yeah, man, just pushing through them very fast, and you know, documenting this era of my life. And I'm hoping that by doing so, the channel will be long standing, and through what it is that we're doing here, we can kind of age well with everything that we got that we're talking about. Maybe some of this content can come back around later on and make some even more sense than it does right now, because a lot of this stuff is predicting things, and you know, some stuff is just obvious to me, to be honest with you. But nevertheless, we'll see how it ages. And so yeah, man, that's pretty much what I gotta say. Ain't too much going on in my head right now. Just trying to get home. This heavy backpack on my back full of stuff that's good to eat, man. That's it. Giving no credence to nonsense, and you know, that's pretty much where my head is, man. As far as I know what I can talk about. There is so much going on in the world today as it pertains to that Gaza situation in Palestine, and we ain't talked about it too much over the last 24 hours, 48 hours or so. But I know one thing. They've done a great job of silencing some people. Sean King, I think he's on TikTok now. I don't have a TikTok account, so I can't follow him there. But like I told you guys before, I don't need Sean King's account to keep me up to date on what's going on over there, because I follow hundreds and hundreds of people. And the one thing that I'm seeing is just them, Israel, continuing to try to rope other countries into war. They want to go to war. They pretty much are trying to start World War III. That's what it looked like to me, while simultaneously inflicting their will on the Palestinian people. They're trying to provoke the rest of the world to attack them, and that is what I know. It's almost like that's one thing that is supposed to do. It's prompt everybody into war, and we be at war with each other and lose thousands of men. Each country's, you know what I mean, army's supposed to lose thousands of people over Israel's bullcrap. When I'm encouraging America to hold its own people accountable, so we don't got to lose our nephews and nieces and brothers and sisters over in any more wars when we know these people are full of crap. That's what it really comes down to. When we don't know any better, we can blindly send our loved ones over to war. We can blindly go over there and fight for them. But when we know they're full of crap, at some point in time, people got to take their lives into their own hands. Especially my soldier friends and family members of soldiers. It ain't the time to send your family over there to do Biden's bidding, because he's probably just trying to keep one of his darkest secrets, or his son's darkest secrets, or something like that, quiet by going along with what Israel's doing. And Israel, by way of his backing, is allowed to do everything and anything they want to do. We make them strong. And the only thing they're doing with that strength is killing and destroying innocent people and poor people in places that can barely defend themselves. That is not something to fight for or defend at all. And that's what I'm telling all of you. I don't give a damn how many tours you've done, how long you've served. Once you start knowing what it is that I've come to understand about what it is this country is really up to in regards to defending Israel and their bullcrap, you know better than to go over there and risk your life for that. You know better. And that's what I'm telling my brother, I'm telling my nephew, I'm telling anybody that watch me. This ain't the time to be up in arms about being a soldier in this country, when you know damn well this country is upholding terrorism and the killing of children. No. This is when you tell them to F off. It's exactly when you do that. You stay home with your daughter. That's what I tell my little brother. You stay home with your daughter. Don't you go risk your life for this stupid ass country when they trying to kill kids that look just like her. Hell no. Stay home. This ain't the time. You defend your household. That's what I'm telling all my soldiers. And if they want to give you a dishonorable discharge, consider the source. That's what I tell you. Consider who's giving it to you. They're not very honorable. So whatever they consider dishonorable is probably honorable, and vice versa. I'm just being honest, because we're going to lose a lot of people in this next world war, and we're not on the right side of it. We're on the Nazi side, in case anybody's wondering. Based on what I've seen over the last 90 days, the Nazis of this era are essentially funded by this country. And I'm telling you, you want to go to war for that, you go ahead. You want to fight for the South, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what that is at this point. You want to fight for the right to do wrong? Have at it. Load up. But understand what you're doing. Don't be confused by that. You ain't defending me. You offending me. And then when it comes to this shit, and I'm telling that to anybody who listens, I do not want anything but a ceasefire. I haven't wanted anything but a ceasefire since I was made aware of this. That's all I want. Whoever's going to be the resistance to this nonsense is exactly whose side I'm on. Straight up. Because it ain't about flags. It's about children, whatever color they are, whatever creed they are, wherever they're from. And we need to protect kids, man. I don't give a damn where they're from. Even if others who are doing whatever they're doing don't know how best to protect children. They're weaponizing the world against their own children by doing bad stuff in their name and waving their flag. Giving all kinds of carte blanche to future actual terrorists who are going to be reactionary in their frustration toward this country based on things that we know are happening. People who will want to blow us up. People who will want to do different things to us. And there won't be nothing to it for so many, and I mean so many, to let them in the door because of what it is that we've all seen this country do. And that's the concern. It's going to be people turning on their own country left and right, and it ain't going to be for no other reason than because they wanted to see right upheld and nothing was done. Talk about the word treasonous. You're going to have groups of people that are going to be treasonous going forward, and they're going to be right for doing it. Because this country wasn't doing nothing right when it came to trying to save the Palestinian people. Wasn't doing nothing right when it came to trying to save the Congolese people. The last thing I read was Israel was discussing amongst themselves how to communicate with the Congolese dictators, whoever they are, to try to get the Palestinian people over there. They're going to try to expedite them from one Israeli crime scene to the next, probably kill them off when they get there too. terrible. That tell you right there how much they in cahoots with what's going on in the Congo, by the fact that they thinking about sending the people of Palestine to the Congo. And that lets you know they have control over both of those situations. They fund both of those situations. They are killing both of those peoples. And you think I want my brother or my nephew or my family member or whoever to serve this country while they're funding that nonsense? Or they're taking our American tax dollars and hard-earned and pouring it into devilish deeds? Terrorizing children and shit? You think I ain't gonna use my voice against that? Please. Should nobody be enlisting this damn army right now. Not a single soul should want to go fight for this. If they know what's going on, they're wrong for it. It's the God's honest truth. If you know your country's doing some terrorizing of children, causing mass destruction of innocent people, you signing up for that makes you a bad person. I don't give a damn what your personal reasoning is for it. You're gonna sign up to be a part of the devil's army when you sign up to be with us this year, right now, with this guy running the show and with that being his friend. You need to know that too. Don't be confused by that. Tell you I serve a real living God, man. I don't give a damn what everybody else is doing. I don't care. I literally don't care. There's a lot of people say they don't care. I don't know how much they care. I'm telling you, I don't. When it comes to terrorizing children and all this stuff that I'm seeing in my phone, ain't none of that going to be acceptable, man. I don't give a damn what your reasoning is. I don't care what it is you're trying to uphold. You better figure another way out. You better figure something else out. And if you think for 1 second that you can convince a bunch of people who have various different levels of faith that God told you to do this, you better understand that some of us actually know God too. While you pretending to know him, some of us actually know him for real. And we ain't gonna be sitting up here letting you lie to the people by way of your politics and how much you got them controlled by what it is you control. You don't control nothing. That's the point. If you did, you would control this conversation that's being had right now out of my mouth. And you can't stop it. And I'm telling you, you need to stop what you are doing if you're a part of that. If you're confused about whether or not God exists, you are mistaken if you assume he don't. When you let these people do things the way that they're doing them, and you assume you can get away with it because there ain't no God, you're wrong. Not just in what you're doing, but in your assessment of what it is that should be done. You are wrong. You got it wrong, man. You better look at your calculations a little closer. God does exist. He is not quiet to this. You will pay for that. They will have to stop doing this. And they will be shunned for it. It may take some time, it may not. But believe me, God is not quiet to this. He's not sitting back chilling. He's working his army against their interests and what they're doing. And it will just be a matter of time before it deteriorates. And for all the suffering that they've caused these people, all the suffering they've caused others, and maybe I don't know nothing about, it has all been accounted for. Every hair on the head of the terrorized has been accounted for. Know this. And if you don't believe it, it doesn't matter. You're going to find out. You're going to find out just like anybody else going to find out. God told me once over the last several weeks that everything here and everyone here is going to have to pay for what happened to the Palestinian people. And I'm pretty sure he didn't limit that to the Palestinian people, but the Congolese and everybody else that this country's funds have terrorized and allowed for others to terrorize. We're going to have to feel that. So if you're sitting back quiet because you're worried about what can happen if you're not compliant to this nonsense, do understand that you are held guilty for this. Just like the people who are doing it, you are guilty. Every time we look at a child who's been suffering the ills of these people's interests and the ills of these people's imagination upon them, believe me, you're guilty of that too. When you didn't stop it, when you didn't use your voice to stop it, when you didn't put everything on the line to do something about it, guilty. especially if you can behold the understanding that God was not happy with it. Some of y'all, he told y'all to speak up and y'all still didn't, because you didn't believe what you were seeing when he was telling you that. Some of y'all had dreams I ain't had myself. Some of y'all probably had God telling y'all you better speak up, and you didn't, or you waited until it was appropriate for your interests. It was a grave mistake for those interests. Some of y'all empires only gonna fall because you did it that way. Empires would have stood just firm if you would have stood on the right side of history and said, yo, any terrorizing of any children is wrong. I don't care what they look like. If you would have stood on that, regardless of what was coming against you, you would have seen how you would have aged well. You would have seen how your companies would have did better. You would have seen how people would have heralded you as heroes. But you were too busy worried about the short term. You were too busy worried about what could go wrong if you go against those people. You were too busy thinking about what could go wrong if you stood out and stood up for something real. Because you didn't, you're gonna fall. No other reason. You heard it from me. You ain't gotta believe me. You just gotta watch it and see it happen, unfortunately. And some of us who stood up and spoke out, God's gonna bless us in ways that he will never bless you. I'm telling you this.